Start with today's Rava Laddu recipe. Now, the first step is making the pak or the sugar syrup. So, to a bowl, I've added 1 cup of sugar, regular sugar. You don't need to use powdered sugar. To that, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of water. I'm going to turn on the flame to low to medium, and we're going to continuously stir the mixture till all of the sugar dissolves. After that, we're going to let the mixture boil by stirring in between for at least 7 to 8 minutes. Now, after 7 to 8 minutes, when the mixture thickens up, we need to check on the consistency. So take it on the back of your ladle or spoon and let the mixture cool, and then you check, and then you have to get a single thread consistency. So after 7 to 8 minutes, when you check the mixture, you will see that it comes to this one tar or one thread consistency. Now you know your mixture is ready. You can turn off the flame, and now we're just going to make some elaichi powder. So I've just peeled about 4 elaichis or cardamoms, and I'm going to grind them to a very fine powder in my mortar and pestle. If you have ready-made elaichi powder or cardamom powder, you can use that too, about half a teaspoon. And we're going to add this to our sugar syrup and mix it in well. So now our sugar syrup or our pak is ready. Now we're going to heat a pan, and in that we're going to add 1 tablespoon of ghee or clarified butter, and I've taken 2 cups of very fine semolina or rava. We're going to add that to the ghee once it's hot, and we're going to fry this rava for at least 7 to 8 minutes, stirring continuously. The reason we're stirring it continuously is because we don't want the rava to change its color. We want to retain the nice white color of the rava. That way the ladus look really nice. So we have to stir this continuously for 7 to 8 minutes. And you will know when your rava is ready because you'll get the lovely aroma of the semolina or the rava once you keep frying it or roasting it. Now the best way that I like to do this is I keep a timer on my phone or my watch for 7 to 8 minutes. That way you'll know exactly that the rava is ready. So now that our rava is ready and our sugar syrup is also ready, we're just going to add this lovely roasted or fried rava into the ghee, into the sugar syrup, sorry. And we are going to mix this very, very well. Remember, the flame is completely off. There's no heat under the pan. Now you have to mix this lovely rava with this sugar syrup very, very well. This is also very key. No part of the rava has to be dry or without the sugar syrup. So take your time and just mix it in very, very well. Now once this is done, we are going to cover this and keep it aside for 1 hour because we want the mixture to set properly. We want all of the sugar syrup to nicely seep into the rava. So this is also very important. We have to keep this mixture aside for an hour at least. After an hour, just loosen up the mixture. It tends to get a little bit hard and get stuck to the side of the pan. So you can also use a spoon and just scrape off the sides. Now once our mixture is nice and loosened up, it's time to roll in the ladus. So just take a little mixture according to whatever size you prefer and just roll them out like this. They're very, very easy to roll because your mixture has set perfectly. Now we want, and of course you can decorate them with whatever you have. Now because of the lockdown, all I had was almonds at home. Otherwise you can decorate it with a kishmish or whatever you like to decorate your ladus with. Now your rava laddu has to be really nice and firm. You should not break or should not be loose, or it should not be extra hard too. I will leave tips in the description box below as to what is the solution if your mixture has become too loose or too hard. So you can go and check it out below the video. And that's it, friends. Our lovely, easy and delicious rava laddus are all ready to enjoy. Well friends, we're going to first take a pan, preferably take a large flat pan like this, and so you get a better space to stir the mixture. Now here I'm taking 1 vati or 1 cup of clarified butter or ghee. Now once our ghee is nice and hot on a low to medium flame, we are going to add 4 cups of Besan Laddu flour. Now you get a special type of chickpea flour or besan flour, which is specially for making these besan laddus. You get them in any general store or grocery store rather. This is a little bit coarser and it has a little different texture than your normal chickpea flour or besan, and this is available, and during Diwali time it's easily available. So try to get your hands on this flour. If you don't, then you can try out the normal besan also, but this gives it a better flavor, and you can roll these laddus very easily also, because this flour has a different consistency. So if you can get your hands on the besan laddu special flour, it'll be better. Now on a very low flame, you have to keep on frying this flour with the ghee. We are looking for a very dark golden brown color. In Marathi it's called a tambus rang. It's like really dark golden brown. So you have to have a lot of patience, and if you can get your family members to help you to fry this, because yes, your hands do pain stirring it for a while, because it took me about 15 minutes exactly to get the flour to that particular color. And remember, your flame has to be very low. So you have to keep on stirring, and you'll see that the consistency of this flour keeps on changing. Because the ghee and the flour, they get well incorporated. You'll actually get the aroma of the besan, which is such a beautiful aroma. It smells, or rather the aroma is the same as besan laddu. That people around you get to know that you're making besan laddu. The smell is really very strong and amazing. So a little bit of arm power here and patience. This is the very first time I am trying to make besan laddu. I said I'll give it a try now before Diwali, so that I'll be more confident, and plus I will know exactly whether I need to add more ghee or more flour. So I got the right the measures after doing this. So it's like 1 cup of, or 1 vati, the steel vati if you're using, then it's 1 vati of ghee to 4 vatis of flour. And it's good to practice a little before Diwali, so that you can make a bit, a sample, so that you know exactly how much you require, because it all depends on the type of flour you'll be using, the ghee. So this is the main part of making besan laddu, is getting the flour and the ghee well fried or well incorporated together. Then it's very simple. After that, it's just 2 more ingredients and your besan laddus are ready. Now just some tips over here. Suppose you come to this stage and then you find that I think I need a little more of flour, or I need a little more of ghee. So then what you need to do is don't, you have to, suppose you require about say 2 tablespoons more, you feel no, I think I require a little more of flour, don't add the flour directly to this mixture. In a separate pan, just dry roast the flour on a very medium flame for some time till you get the aroma of the flour, and then add it. Or if you require some more ghee, if you find that your mixture is very dry, then you can add, just warm the ghee a little bit and then add the ghee. Now the other 2 ingredients that we require is some pithi sakhar or icing sugar. You can get the ready-made icing sugar, or you can grind sugar at home. Now for the part of adding the sugar, there's I used about just 3/4 of a vati of pithi sakhar. So there's no particular measurement, it all depends upon your taste, how sweet or how how sweet you want your laddus to be. So then it comes to this consistency where everything comes together. This took me exactly 15 minutes. It might take you a little lesser time or longer time. So it comes to this consistency. Now if the flour gets stuck to your spoon, just use another spoon and keep removing it. Use a big pan like this, because then it's easier to handle the flour. For those of you who have already made besan laddu before, you can just forward this video and go to the next step. But for those of you who are making it for the first time, or who want to learn how to make besan laddu, you can stick around and see the steps, or you can make it along with me. That's why I'm showing you the entire procedure instead of cutting short and making it into smaller clips. This will show you exactly how your flour has to look, so you can make it along with me. Now my flame is still on. It is on a very low flame. Now here I realized that I was using a steel spoon and the spoon was getting a little bit hot, and then I started using a wooden spoon. So you can use a silicone spoon or a wooden spoon, that helps too, because the steel spoon does get heated up very fast. So you can see again the consistency has changed. So we want to get that lovely color, that's what we are going for. And plus we don't want the chickpea flour or the besan flour to be raw, it has to be completely cooked. Then the shelf life of these laddus or ladus also is longer if everything is well cooked. So you can leave your comments in the comment box below telling me what proportion you finally landed up using, the clarified butter or the ghee to the flour. If you're using regular besan, I would like to know how much, what was your measurements of how much flour to doodh you used. Okay, now you have to let this mixture completely cool, and now we're going to add some velchi pood or elaichi powder or cardamom powder. It works out to around 2 teaspoons. So if you take about 5 or 6 of your cardamom, you get about 2 teaspoons of cardamom flour. You can use the ready-made one, or you can make it fresh at home like I did. And now I'm adding this icing sugar, but I've taken 3/4 of a cup or 3/4 of a vati, but I'm adding very little, and I'll be stirring it, tasting it to what sweetness I like it to, or my family would like. Like we don't like it very sweet, so the sugar part is up to you. So You can keep adding how much ever sugar you want, but ensure that your mixture is completely cool. It should not even be warm, lukewarm. It has to be actually room temperature and very cool. And now we're just going to knead it like you knead chapati dough or puri dough. Knead it completely for 5 whole minutes, because we want everything, the cardamom powder, the icing sugar, and our mixture of ghee and besan flour to be well incorporated. So take about 5 minutes, but knead this very well. This is also a very important step. And as you knead it, you get this nice besan laddu consistency. I mean, as you're kneading it, you come to know that, okay, I can roll out laddus very easily. And now the last step is just to roll out some laddus. And you can top it up with you can put a pista piece, you can put cashew nuts, you can put kishmish. Now with the quantity that I used, I got about 15 besan ladus, and they were delicious. So now I can, I'm more confident about making them during Diwali. I said I have to try it out myself. So here they are, the lovely besan ladus. You can make them anytime, not just during Diwali. They're very healthy because they're made in ghee. Thanks for watching, guys. Is delicious motichur laddu. Now here I've taken 1 cup of chana dal, and I'm going to wash it really well under water, and then I'm going to soak it. So this 1 cup, I'm going to soak it in 3 cups of water for 5 to 6 hours. After 5 to 6 hours, we're going to drain this till all the water goes away for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Then I'm going to blitz it, or just grind it in my mixer. Don't continuously grind it. Just grind, stop, grind, stop. We don't want a paste, but we want a little bit of a thick, coarse, dry powder like this. So this is the consistency. It should be a thick, dry powder. There should be no water in it. It shouldn't be a paste. So now I've heated up about 1/4 cup of oil, and I'm just going to fry these. I've just made them into flat kind of balls, and we're just going to deep fry this on a low to medium flame till it's cooked really well and evenly. So I fried this, I put a timer, I fried this on a low to medium flame for about 5 minutes in total. 5 to 7 minutes, keeping, just stirring in between. But you have to fry this really well, because in this recipe I'm not going to be making any bundis by straining the mixture through a sieve or a kind of a zali, but we're going to actually do it a different way, which is a much easier way. But the most important thing is frying this thoroughly well. Don't make your flame high. It should be on a low to medium flame, and this is how it should look. So approximately 5 to 7 minutes, fry it really well. And then once it has cooled to room temperature, we're just going to break it up. It should be very crispy, and it should fall apart very easily. It shouldn't be soft, but very crispy. So if yours have not become crispy, then again put them back into the oil and fry them till they're nice and crispy. This is the most important process in making the motichur laddu. And now we're just going to put them again into the blender, and again we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to blitz it till we get a powder like this, a very fine powder, a fine crispy powder. So again, all I've done is I've blitzed it. I don't grind it continuously. I'll just show it to you in the next scene or the next clip. So take a little of this and then just put it, blitz it, stop, blitz it, stop, blitz it, stop. Don't continuously grind it, otherwise you'll get a paste. But we want a very fine powder like this. This is the most important part. So it should look like this, like bundi actually, crispy bundi. And now the second most important part is we're going to measure it. So here I've taken a steel vati and I'm measuring it. You should get exactly 3 vatis. And for these 3 vatis of this mixture, we're going to use 1/4 cup of sugar to make the sugar syrup. So this is also very important that you measure it, and it should come to 3 vatis. And now I'm going to use the same vati and I'm going to measure 1 cup of sugar. And then I'm going to take another 1/4 cup. Now if you don't want it very sweet, you can just use 1 cup of sugar. So this is the proportion for the sugar syrup. So now I'm going to add this to my pan and I'm going to add just 3/4 of a cup of water using the same vati. Now I'm going to mix this really well. And I'm going to keep my flame on high for exactly 5 minutes, stirring in between. And then your mixture will start to bubble like this. After 5 minutes, let it bubble on a high flame. We don't want a very thick syrup. So just boil it for 5 minutes till it starts to bubble like this. And after 5 minutes, you can reduce the flame to low to medium. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cardamom or elaichi powder. Mix that in well. Next, I'm going to add a few strands of saffron, about 8 to 10 strands of kesar or saffron. And now the motichur laddu has a distinct orange-red color. So I'm going to go with food coloring of orange-red. You can use powder or gel or liquid. We want a very deep orange-red color. And now once the mixture is ready, we're just going to add the ground powder that we made into it and mix it really well. Cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes and it will thicken up like this. Now just leave it aside to cool to room temperature. You can add some dry fruits like kishmish and chopped up cashew nuts if you like. And there you can see the mixture is all ready now that it has cooled to room temperature. You can actually see the bundi formed in it. And now all we have to do is just form ladus with it or laddus. So I'm just greasing my palms with a little bit of ghee or clarified butter. And then I'm just going to form even sized laddus. Ensure that the mixture is warm, it's not hot. If it's very hot, then you will not be able to handle the mixture and the laddus will not form, they'll break. And then of course you can add cashew nuts to make them look pretty. And that's it guys, your lovely motichur laddus are ready. So try this out this Diwali and let me know how you like it. It's a simple and lovely way of making motichur laddus. So if you like today's recipe, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up by clicking on the thumbs up icon. Don't forget to subscribe to Akshata's recipes. And I'll leave all the other Diwali recipes down in the description box. You can go and check out all my recipes. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll catch you soon in my next video. Sooner than you think. This is Akshata signing off. Bye. Now what I've done is I've taken about 1 cup of dates, de-seeded them, and then soaked them in water, regular water at room temperature, for about 30 minutes. This makes it easier to grind it in the food processor. And then I've just ground it in my food processor to a coarse paste. We don't want a very, very fine paste. So a coarse paste like this. Next, we have to roast 1 cup of regular oats on a low to medium flame, just for about a minute or so. And then we're going to add these roasted oats to our ground dates. Now this recipe is really packed with a lot of good nutrients and very, very healthy food. So now we're going to go to the next part, which is all the nuts. So I've taken 1 tablespoon each of kishmish or raisins, almonds, pistachios or pistas which have been shelled, walnuts, cranberries, and some dried apricot. Now you can add whatever dry fruits you have available at home. You don't need to have exactly whatever I have put. You can even add cashew nuts and whatever other dry fruits you like. Now just put the dry fruits into the blender first, because then you get a powder consistency. So you can put the walnuts, the almonds, and the pistas, and then you get a fine powder like this. You can add this powder to our oats and ground dates. Now you can add the nuts as they are. If you want to lightly roast them, you can do that too. And then we're going to grind the other wet like the apricots, the kishmish, the cranberries. We can grind them also to a very coarse paste in our food processor. We don't want a very, very fine paste. And then I'm going to also add some flax seeds. I'm going to just gently roast them. Now this is optional. You don't have to put the flax seeds. You can add them if you want. And then I'm also going to add these flax seeds which I've roasted to the mixture, and also 1 teaspoon of chia seeds. Again, this is optional. If you have all these ingredients, then it's great. It just adds to the the nutritional factor of these date balls. Then to make it a little bit delicious, I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder to it. This gives it a nice flavor and a nice aroma too. And then I'm also going to be adding 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. You can add the organic cocoa powder. You can add any cocoa powder that you have. Now the flax seeds does give a little different kind of a taste to this date roll. So if you want to leave them out, you can, to the date balls rather. And then just give a mix to all of these ingredients. Now if you want to make it more delicious and tasty, for kids, you can even add some hazelnut chocolate spread to this, just to give it a little bit of a oomph factor, so the kids eat it and don't grumble about the taste. So you can add something delicious, whatever your kids like or your family members like. And then all you have to do is just roll them up into lime size ball like laddus, and just store them for about an hour or so in the refrigerator till they become nice and solid, and then you just have to serve them. You can store them in a nice glass jar or clean dry glass container, and you can refrigerate them, and you can have them whenever you want on the go. Give them to your kids or your family members in their tiffin boxes. And this is a comprehensive list of all the ingredients. And of course, you can add, you can subtract whatever of the ingredients you like. But try to get in all the healthy factor. Try to get in all the healthy stuff in there. You can add whatever you normally like, in a healthy snack, that you can add to this too. Now we come to today's